Imagine a future where the most powerful computers aren't built from silicon chips, but from living cells, bacteria, and even DNA. This is the world of biological computing, a fusion of life and information, where biology itself becomes the hardware and software of the future. It sounds like science fiction, but the foundations are already here today. To understand where this journey begins, let's rewind to what a computer actually is. At its core, a computer is nothing more than a machine that processes information, takes inputs, applies logic, and produces outputs. Silicon transistors have been the backbone of this process for decades, but they come with limits. Limits of size, energy, and heat. That's where biology comes in, offering molecules and organisms that have evolved over billions of years to process information at scales and efficiencies that silicon can only dream of. DNA, for example, is the most compact data storage device ever discovered. 4 nucleotides, A, T, C, and G, encode all the instructions for every living organism on Earth. Scientists have already demonstrated that a single gram of DNA can store nearly 1 billion terabytes of data. Imagine backing up the entire internet into something the size of a teaspoon. And unlike hard drives, DNA can remain stable for thousands of years under the right conditions. But biological computing isn't just about storage, it's about processing. Cells already act like tiny computers. They sense their environment, process signals, and respond with precision. A bacterium detecting sugar and swimming toward it is performing a calculation. A neuron firing in your brain is a logic gate in action. Your body contains trillions of cells running in parallel, constantly computing survival at unimaginable speeds. This opens the door to an incredible vision. What if we could program cells like we program software? Synthetic biology is the coding language, DNA is the code itself, and cells are the processors. Scientists have already created genetic circuits, biological logic gates that turn genes on and off in response to inputs. With enough complexity, these circuits could perform the same kind of operations as digital computers. But instead of powering up Fortnite, they might power up a new cancer therapy, a self-healing material, or an organism that scrubs pollution from the air. Now picture this. Instead of plugging in a supercomputer that guzzles megawatts, you could hold a biological processor in a petri dish, quietly computing using nutrients and light. Bacteria that double every 20 minutes could scale computing power simply by reproducing. Need more processing power? Just let them grow overnight. It's computing through evolution. Of course, this isn't a future without challenges. Biological systems are messy, noisy, and unpredictable. Unlike the binary precision of silicon, cells can mutate, misfire, or get overwhelmed. Imagine if your laptop caught the flu and started crashing programs because a virus literally infected its hardware. That's the reality of biological computing. It's alive, and that means it can misbehave. But this unpredictability also unlocks potential that traditional computers can't touch. Living systems are inherently parallel. While a silicon chip processes instructions in nanoseconds, a biological system processes trillions of interactions across countless molecules simultaneously. For problems like drug discovery, protein folding, or simulating ecosystems, this is like having nature's own supercomputer at your disposal. Think about medicine. A biological computer implanted in your bloodstream could monitor your body in real time. It could detect biomarkers of disease, compute the best response, and release tailored treatments, all before you even feel sick. Instead of taking pills, you'd have a living prescription inside you, programmed to adapt to your health as you change. Or consider the environment. Engineered microbes could act as distributed computers across ecosystems, detecting toxins, predicting ecological shifts, and dynamically adapting to restore balance. Forests of the future might not just absorb carbon, they might compute optimal ways to handle climate change, all thanks to engineered trees and microbes running bioalgorithms. Education and entertainment intersect beautifully here, because the metaphors are endless. A biological computer is like a living orchestra, with proteins as instruments, DNA as sheet music, and the cellos the conductor. Every second, the music plays, sometimes harmonious, sometimes chaotic, but always alive. This brings us to DNA computing, one of the most futuristic concepts already tested in labs. Instead of ones and zeros, DNA computing uses sequences of nucleotides. By mixing specific DNA strands in a test tube, scientists can solve mathematical problems faster than traditional computers. One famous experiment showed that DNA could solve a traveling salesman problem with billions of potential routes simultaneously, something that would take classical computers immense resources. It's like handing a puzzle to a colony of ants and watching them solve it instantly, each ant working a tiny piece. But how do you keep this entertaining for 6 hours? By weaving in stories of experiments, wild what-if scenarios, and sci-fi visions that suddenly don't feel so far away. Picture uploading your mind, not into silicon, but into a biocomputer, a colony of engineered neurons that carry your consciousness. Or a house built with living walls, computing the optimal airflow, temperature, and lighting while repairing cracks in its own structure. Now let's pivot to how nature itself has been computing all along. Slime molds, for instance, can solve mazes by naturally growing along the shortest path to food. Ant colonies compute resource distribution by laying pheromone trails. Even the immune system is a biological computer, constantly running algorithms to detect and neutralize threats. By studying these natural examples, engineers are learning how to build hybrid systems that merge silicon precision with biological creativity. And then there's quantum biology. Some scientists suspect that photosynthesis, bird navigation, and even smell rely on quantum processes within biological systems. If that's true, biological computing might one day merge with quantum computing, creating hybrid processors that exploit both life and the strange rules of quantum mechanics. That's the kind of tech that doesn't just change industries, it changes civilizations. Of course, no great story of future technology is complete without ethical dilemmas. If we build living computers, do they have rights? Could a colony of engineered bacteria become self-aware? What happens if your biological laptop mutates and refuses to shut down? Do we risk creating biological malware, pathogens reprogrammed not to harm but to steal data encoded in your DNA? The boundary between science fiction horror and practical concern blurs quickly here. But that's the beauty of education with entertainment. For every thrilling possibility, there's a cautionary tale. Biological computing isn't just about creating faster processors. It's about rethinking what it means to compute, what it means to live, and what it means to merge those two. Over the next 6 hours, we'll journey through real scientific breakthroughs, explore the labs where this research is happening, and imagine futures where your computer breathes, eats, and evolves. We'll laugh at the weirdness of bacteria as hardware, marvel at the elegance of DNA storage, and wrestle with the big questions. Is life itself the ultimate computer? Are we, right now, living programs inside a biological supercomputer called Earth? The future is alive, and it's computing all around us. Biological computing with living systems isn't just a topic. It's the next chapter in humanity's story of merging technology with the deepest code of life itself. In this exploration, we'll delve into groundbreaking experiments that highlight just how living systems can compute. Take the genetic toggle switch, for instance, engineered to flip genes on and off based on environmental stimuli. Imagine cells that behave like a biological alarm system, activating in response to pollutants or disease markers, amplifying their output as needed. A design that not only processes information, but also engages in real-world decision-making. This is not merely a concept, it's a tangible step towards crafting life-driven technologies that redefine how we interact with our world. Biological computing doesn't only challenge our understanding of machines, it reshapes our relationship with life itself. When genetic circuits gain the ability to adapt, learn, and even evolve, we step into uncharted territory, where the lines blur between creator and creation. Envision a world where we can cultivate intelligence from living organisms, drawing on nature's wisdom in ways we've never imagined. This is not just about mimicking processes, it's about engaging in a dance with life, partnering with evolving systems to solve problems that have stymied humanity for centuries. Each discovery leads to more questions, igniting a spark of curiosity that pushes us forward. The potential applications are as diverse as the organisms we harness, from personalized medicine that tailors treatments to individual genomes to environmental technologies that clean our air or soil through engineered life forms. It's a vision that not only embraces possibility but also invites responsibility. As we dive deeper into this synthesis of biology and technology, we must reflect on what it means to nurture and steer these living systems wisely, forging a path that benefits not just ourselves but all life on Earth. As we transition from the realm of genetic circuits to the practical implementation of these ideas, let's consider the implications of integrating living computers into our daily lives. Imagine a healthcare system where a biological processor not only monitors your vital signs, but actively participates in your treatment, adapting to your body's needs in real time. It could alert you to changes before symptoms arise, optimizing your well-being through a constant, invisible partnership. This isn't just beneficial, it redefines our expectations of health and care, transforming interactions with medicine into a proactive dialogue rather than a reactive response. We stand on the precipice of a new era in which biology acts as a partner in human advancement, one that holds the promise of alleviating suffering and enhancing our quality of life in ways we are just beginning to understand. Imagine making choices based on biological insights delivered in real time, where your biological computer deciphers your metabolic signals and suggests precisely which nutrients to consume or which exercises to undertake for optimum health. This could revolutionize personal well-being, creating a dynamic feedback loop where life thrives in collaboration with technology. Envision walking into a forest filled with engineered trees, each equipped with biological circuits capable of relaying information about the health of their ecosystem, transmitting data about air quality and climate changes, while autonomously adjusting their functions to adapt to those shifts. This integration exemplifies the profound harmony that can arise when living systems and technology converge, shaping a more responsive environment. As we explore further, we uncover a tapestry of possibilities woven from both biology and computation, where every interaction is marked by intelligence and purpose, leading us toward a more sustainable future. In this brave new world, rather than merely extracting resources, we'll synergistically engage with nature, co-evolving alongside the living systems we design. As we journey through this fascinating frontier, consider how not only do we shape living technologies, but also, in turn, they shape us, inviting us to rethink our roles within the intricate web of life. With each advancement, we inch closer to realizing the full potential of biological computing and embracing what it means to coexist with the living technologies we create. Consider the implications of biological education, where classrooms are designed to cultivate curiosity about these living computers. Imagine students working alongside synthetic biologists, extracting DNA while discovering the underlying principles of life and computation. They would not merely learn theories from textbooks, but engage with cutting-edge technologies, hands-on experiences that ignite their imaginations. Unraveling the complexities of biological circuits would inspire the next generation of innovators to think critically about balancing progress with responsibility. This educational evolution can foster a society that appreciates the interconnectedness of life and technology, nurturing stewards who approach bioengineering with an ethical mindset. As students explore this brave new world, they will be equipped not just with knowledge, but with the wisdom needed to guide humanity into a future where living systems become invaluable partners in shaping our world. The classroom could become a microcosm of experiences where science, creativity, and ethics coalesce, paving the way for transformative advancements forged from collaboration with nature itself. Our journey into the world of biological computing reveals an intricate dance between life and technology, but it also challenges us to ponder the ethical landscapes that accompany such advancements. As we push the boundaries, we must address questions surrounding ownership of genetically modified organisms and the potential consequences of creating entities with cognitive capabilities. What responsibilities arise when we engineer life to serve human needs, especially if these systems possess the ability to learn and adapt? The implications are vast as we navigate the blurred lines between innovation and nature. Each decision we make shapes not only our future but the future of countless living beings. This ethical consideration must always accompany scientific progress, prompting us to ensure that our creations enhance life rather than exploit it. As we continue this exploration into the intersection of biology and technology, consider a scenario where an engineered bacteria acts as a monitoring system within a wastewater treatment facility. These microscopic workers could detect contamination levels, compute necessary actions, and even adapt their processes based on real-time environmental changes. The efficiency gained from such systems could revolutionize not only waste management but also industries like agriculture and manufacturing, promoting a new era of environmental stewardship. This proactive model would showcase the potential for biological computing to not just react, but resolve complex issues before they escalate, embodying a sustainable approach to technology. As we envision these innovations, we must also appreciate the nuances of balancing progress with ecological integrity, ensuring that as we compute with life, we remain committed to nurturing our planet. Biological computing is not merely a theoretical construct. It's already manifesting in various forms, reshaping industries and our daily lives. For example, consider the use of engineered yeast in the production of biofuels. By modifying genetic pathways, scientists have created microbes that efficiently convert biomass into renewable energy, significantly reducing dependence on fossil fuels. This advancement heralds a future where our energy sources are not only sustainable, but also tailored to minimize environmental impact, demonstrating the practical benefits of biological computation. Furthermore, the prospect of manufacturing biodegradable plastics from living systems rather than petroleum directly addresses the pervasive pollution problem that has plagued our environment. These innovations paint a vivid picture of how biological computing can drive us toward a more sustainable and responsible future, seamlessly integrating technology with ecological consciousness. Revolutionizing energy production. Biofuels derived from engineered yeast not only exemplify biological computing in action, but also highlight the intersection of innovation and environmental responsibility. Each yeast cell, programmed to optimize energy conversion, acts as a tiny power plant, transforming waste into clean fuel. Imagine a future where the air is devoid of pollution, because our energy needs are met by these microscopic marvels, reducing our carbon footprint dramatically. This shift would mark a significant milestone in mankind's ongoing relationship with technology and nature, demonstrating how living systems can provide sustainable solutions to pressing challenges. As we explore further, think about how these transformative technologies could unlock alternative pathways for urban energy systems, leading communities toward resilience in the face of climate change. Envision the remarkable future wherein we integrate biological processors into everyday life, enabling responsive environments that actively enhance our well-being. Picture smart homes outfitted with living walls, where the structures themselves monitor air quality, adjusting their internal systems to filter pollutants while optimizing energy usage. Imagine rooms that breathe, walls made from engineered organisms that thrive based on the occupants' needs, promoting health and comfort. This seamless collaboration between biological systems and architecture not only enhances human experiences, but also embodies a profound shift towards sustainability. As we forge this intertwined existence with living technologies, we invite nature to become part of our infrastructure, ultimately fostering a world where living systems and human innovation uplift each other. Exciting innovations will emerge from this relationship, leading us to rethink what spaces can offer. In such environments, the synergy of life and technology could redefine luxury, transforming it into a celebration of harmony rather than excess. As we venture deeper into this transformative era, we embrace the exhilarating challenge of redesigning our surroundings for a future that cherishes life in all its forms. The potential for infected creativity is vast, promising a world where every space serves as a canvas for both human artistry and the intelligence of nature itself. Imagine a future where classrooms transform into living laboratories, where students engage in solving real-world problems with the guidance of synthetic biologists. They won't be just observing, they'll be interacting with engineered microorganisms, delving into the complexities of genetic circuits while still in their formative years. Each lesson will not only educate but inspire a profound understanding of the delicate balance between innovation and ethical responsibility in the biological computing landscape. As we conclude this journey through the fascinating realm of biological computing, remember that the future is alive with possibilities. By merging life with technology, we open doors to innovations that can enrich both our lives and the world we inhabit, urging us to tread thoughtfully on this transformative path. Hey, if you're enjoying this video and want to see more like it, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update.